fairly small family-owned retail fashion company with CSR, I would say, embedded in our core values. As a way of doing business, we have established very long-term relationships with our suppliers and other stakeholders, since this has always been key for us. We think it creates trust. It establishes a partnership where we can make improvements together with our suppliers. And it's really a prerequisite for us as smaller actors, since we have limited leverage in terms of finance. And yeah, I would say that we have come a long way. And we will, of course, continue to work on continuous improvements together with our suppliers. I would say a major change is, though, that the customers is really demanding more now. When we created our code of conduct in 1998, few people were asking about where the clothes were made and under what conditions. And this is actually, this is an important change, because with increased awareness, we can also, we can create even more change. We have better conditions of doing that. We are always saying that trade is a very important driving force of change in terms of human rights and environmental progress. But in order to make change happen, we have also discovered that there's real power in collaborations. We can collaborate with others in the business, with politicians, with NGOs, and other stakeholders, and with this we can actually make real change happen. I would say that one of the most prominent examples of these kind of collaborations is the water project that we have been doing for 5 years now, together with the Stockholm International Water Institute, with financing from the Swedish Development Agency, and together with several other textile companies in our business. This has actually made huge savings in water, in chemicals, and in energy happen at suppliers level. And I would also say that it's a huge success in terms of ownership at the suppliers and subcontractor levels. And this has proven for us that collaboration is really the only viable way forward, I would say. So, of course, the sustainability issues will continue to demand their answers also in the future. And this, of course, since the population is growing and resource scarcity is getting even more immense. And this applies particularly to the issues of water, I would say. Clean water is in many places still a scarcity, and these places are in many areas corresponding with the places that we have textile production. And this must, of course, be continuously managed and addressed in different ways. But I would say that there is great hope. There is several new innovative ways of doing production, and also many new materials that we are able to use now that we couldn't use for just a couple of years ago. And already now we have organically grown cotton that are getting even more demanded, I would say. And we have sustainable viscose fibers produced in a closed-loop production, which is, of course, very good. It's also biodegradable. We have other, new innovative materials that could also be degraded, and that's also very good, I would say. We we have an increasing market of recycled fibers, and that is also very, very interesting. Many textile companies in Sweden have communicated an aim to increase their use of these kind of fibers, and that's very positive, I would say. It's very important in terms of course, surging the supply of the same. We at Indiska set a target that in 2020, at least 50% of all materials that we are using for both interior and fashion will be made of the most environmentally friendly option. And that may of course shift during these years, since the technology is rapidly developing. So we are open for new materials all the time. I would also say that the future is circular. We need to close the loop in a more effective way. And of course, as a manufacturing company, we can do much here. We need to find more effective ways to get recycled raw materials into the production again. And this is, of course, a great challenge that will demand from us that we collaborate in new ways, I would say. We must be better at taking care of the product's residual values, and here we need to work both together with our customers, consumers, upstream in our value chain, and also downstream in our value chain, together with our suppliers, to get the materials back in. I would say that this technology exists today, but it needs to be scaled up and made accessible, and also become cheaper in order to be developed in our production countries, so we can take advantage of it in our production. So we need to find new ways, of course, to collaborate, and not to say the least, across different sectors. I mean, we need to collaborate with logistics actors in order to get the materials from our consumers back to production. And we would also we need to find new, more effective technical solutions to recycling. But we must also, of course, address the issues of chemicals, because if we are going to recycle even more materials, then we need to think about which chemicals that get into the fabrics in the first place, because otherwise we cannot recycle them in an effective way. So put pressure on international legislators and also on our chemical suppliers, I would say that's key. A final note I would like to make. It's also, I mean, it's crucial that we get our customers to realize that they are also a part of this journey. And as the questions are becoming even more complex, I mean, we are not in control of the upstream of our product's life cycle, since the products end up at our customers, and we need to have less linear consumption, I would say, in the future. There is, I mean, lots have happened during the past years, but there is still a mind shift in consumer behavior that needs to happen. We need the customers to consume more responsible, I would say. By choosing, for example, to consume goods that are produced responsibly, to a greater extent explore the possibilities of sharing products, hire products that you don't need to own, and we need to build that into our business models in a more effective way. We also need our customers to be careful of the products that they are owning to increase their lifespan. And with that said, I mean, they need to wash them in a responsible manner, for example, when it comes to fashion. But also reuse and recycle and resell them in a good way. So again, I would like to emphasize that we will face some challenges due to population growth and resource scarcity. So we have to get smarter in the way that we extract resources and use them. And as a relatively small textile company, I would say that we are very much looking forward to see what new collaborations that this challenge may bring. So, thank you.